we spoke about would be those that would help in refining the mechanisms of coordination of government. But they do not in any way negate the fact that the President, constitutionally and in accordance with the Coordination Act, has the powers to set up his government and assign functions, and this is under Section 132 of the Constitution, assign functions to his cabinet secretaries or to other persons in government in a constitutional manner to assist him in the delivery of services and leading the country. So I believe that we have not breached any law, and when we talked about looking at the Coordination Act was in the context of strengthening that Coordination Act and not necessarily saying that it is an impediment.
Honorable Naisula.
Thank you, Chairman. Honorable Musalia, you have been a fierce critic of the previous regime and especially on matters corruption. And if the recent events by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution to withdraw cases of corruption are anything to go by, how do you intend to fight corruption in public service when it is clear that there is no political will to fight it? And what are your views on the withdrawal of these corruption cases, and why at this particular time?
Thank you. Mr. Chairman.
Before you answer,
yes.
Honorable members, we did agree as a matter of procedure that you lift your tongue and not your hand. So you wait when the member has finished, the nominee has finished, then you lift your tongue. It makes it easier for the media and for us here. What we can do, if you have a pen and paper, Honorable Mudavadi, we can take 2, 3, 4 questions, then you can be able to answer. Okay, so raise your tags. Number 1 is Naisula. Number 2 is Robert Mbui. Number 4 is Mejaraso. Number 5 is Emase. Then after that, we'll go another round. So know your number when one, and I encourage you to ask one question each.
So I can deal with that one first, and then we come to the second.
Yeah, deal with that, then the rest will follow in the manner we have given the numbers.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I would like to say that, first of all, I need to appreciate, and we all ought to appreciate, that the Office of the Director of Public Prosecution is an independent office, and we have no oversight over that office. It is independent and it makes its own decisions. So the details and circumstances of why he would drop cases, I think that office would be best suited to respond to it directly. But going forward, I think one of the things that we want to point out is that in the fight against corruption, I think we should move away from any attempt to weaponize or to try and use such battles against corruption for political purposes. So, Mr. Chairman, I am so refrained to comment in detail because, as I said, the DPP office would be best suited to respond to this. But I think going into the future, it should be clear that whenever we are dealing with corruption, we must avoid anything that is a witch hunt, anything that is politically instigated, and we must be sticklers of the law. And going forward, I think what is important is through Parliament to see how independent institutions within the justice system, and of course those that handle other matters, are properly resourced so that they can do their work without any fear or favor whatsoever. Thank you.
You record the next 4 questions and then answer them in the row in which they came.